That's just gone through. I need to immediately refresh my own YouTube channel because, of course, I do. What bugs me when I'm doing this? What bugs me when I'm doing this is that when I do it, it doesn't always do what I want it to do. Now, right now it is. Right now it's gone through. Yeah, there's my audio. So yeah, that's working. I've not been live in a hot minute, but if you want to join me, I'm down in the sound stage. It's up to you. The sound stage atrium. Go to the atrium. Go towards the silo. So when you get into the atrium, turn right. Turn left, and it's the door on the right. There's now a door on the right on the hallway that leads to the silo shelter. Now, I have not done a stream from 76 live in a while. I haven't done it. It's just not been something that I have done. But, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, the soundstage is... The lights all work, by the way. Like, if you're wanting to mess around with the lights on the wall and everything, they all work. Yeah. And you were doing so well with that until now. Well, hello, Ulysses. It's nice to see you stopping by. I'm gonna be real. Like I haven't uploaded on console in a hot minute, but I need to because my PC has stopped working. I'm having trouble with my PC at the minute again. That being said, a lot of the current adjustments to 76 is another reason I'm on in a stream. But what's up, Haz? It shouldn't be. Forgot to unsub. Then unsub then. I don't mind. I don't mind if you unsubscribe, dude. Like, it's your choice. If you don't enjoy my content, by all means unsubscribe and go somewhere else. What's up? What's happened? Hold on. I'm gonna look. Hang on. What's this? Hold on. So, like, here's my thing, though, right? Is I stream not to make money. I don't stream to make a profit. I don't stream to make money. I don't stream to do any of that. Like, yeah, I'm Viper97 Gaming, but guess what? I'm not streaming to make money. I'm streaming because I want to. I want to do something that gives people entertainment at the end of the day, right? I'm doing it for my own enjoyment. I'm doing it to get my opinions across. I'm doing it to talk about things that I want to talk about. I'm not doing it to be a jerk. I'm not doing it to upset people. Because that's not my intention. That was not ever my intention. And I've said that before. I am not going to comment on that on a live stream. All I'm going to say is, hello. Yeah, so right now, no, it's all good, Andy, it's all good. I should have told you that I was going live. I wasn't planning it, I just did it on a spur of the moment thing. So Haz, is your voice shared? Yeah, you're gonna need to check that, mate. You can join me up here on the stage too, by the way, if you want to. Yeah, it probably is then. Yeah, no, your voice isn't shared apparently. Your voice is not on shared. Because Brobuster, who's Andy, he's my mate IRL. He's also my channel's moderator. He can't hear you. I'm gonna be real though. Like, some of the stuff I'm wanting to talk about is to do with the current PTS and the current state of 76. I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm not gonna talk about anything or use as much liberating words that I usually use, the colourful words, because PlayStation doesn't like that, so I have to keep it largely more PG. So, yeah, that's a pain in the backside, but what can you do? So first things first, while Haz is sorting that, I am going to say that my Brotherhood group is not dead. The rumour of it being dead is greatly over-exaggerated. We are not dead. We tried something different, it didn't work out, and we came back to doing this. That's the long and the short of it. We had a few Brotherhood members still active when we were trying something new, so the group didn't die. It was kept alive by a few loyal people who have since been promoted in recognition for their loyal service and their good work. So there is that. What's my what? Hold on. Let me I'll link you I'll share the link to your Discord. Give me a moment. Yeah, so right now, I am messaging like 9 different people because I'm juggling like 9 different things. I haven't been live on PlayStation in a hot minute, and apparently some of my haters don't like the fact that I'm live on PlayStation. They're really unhappy with that. Well, sorry, my PC's not working right now, so I'm sorry to tell you that I am indeed streaming from PlayStation. Sorry to disappoint. Nice. Yeah, so I'm gonna say this. Like, I'm waiting for like your voice check to come through, and then we can sit down and properly get talking. Because I want to make sure they can hear your opinions on what's happening. I do that with every guest I bring on. Yeah, just checking your settings. It's all good. So right now, for those of you not in the know, I'm joined by Hasnot. He's one of my good friends. He does his own thing on his own channel. But I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you don't like my content, that's fine. I don't ask you to go and subscribe and stuff if you don't like my content. The point is, you're meant to follow by subscribing to channels that you wanna keep up with the content of. Like, that's the point. That's the whole point of subscribe and keep notifications. That's the point of it. It's not supposed to be, oh, you want to follow this channel because there's such and such a reason. No. Like, do it because you want to. Like, what the heck? It'll probably be in party settings. Usually when I do this, I will do this from a separate chat, but I started broadcasting and I'm just in this chat, so it's like whatever happens, happens. Yeah, so it is under the voice chat settings. I just double checked it. Well, that's cool. Like, I just watched as I was going through the settings. I just watched as PlayStation has a very unique way of saying the stream is paused. He's currently looking at his settings to sort something out. That's cool. I didn't know PS5 did that. I've just learned something completely new. That is great. But yeah, there's quite a few people There's quite a few people that don't like me. There's quite a few people that have made fake accounts about me where they spread lies, they talk mad poo, they slander me all the time, they try to make me look bad. One such incident has recently occurred on TikTok. I have been made aware of it. I am fully aware of it. I am keeping tabs on it. I am keeping legal tabs open as well. So, there is that warning. Slander and defamation and impersonation are crimes. So, yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm tired of this. The warning is there. If you're too dense to understand the warning, well, that's a you problem. But, yeah, so I'm wanting to try to talk with Hasnot if we can get his system to work.
Found it. Can you hear me now?
I don't know. I'll have to check with my moderator. I think he's disappeared into the void. I think he fell into the void.
Can you hear me now?
Nice.
Yeah, I've turned on share settings.
Yeah, so they just said they can hear you now. So, I am going to say this. There's somebody in the comment section who... who I'm going to be saying keep an eye on. Andy, I'm going to DM you. I'm going to DM you the guy's name in a minute.
Nice to meet you, Andy. Do you play on this or?
He used to. He plays on PC mostly now. So yeah. Let me resume my live feed so that I can keep an eye on the stability of my stream and everything else.
Well, moderation is better on PC. They got loads of volunteers, whereas.
Well, I have my best friend IRL who moderates for me, so I've got it great. I'm usually like perfect. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest here. There are certain like if you want to join me on the stage, please do. There's plenty of seats. Yeah. I'm gonna be real. Like I love this studio. I actually put my camera in a camera. If I hold on, let me actually lift the camera back up and then zoom out real quick. Like there's a camera right there. Yeah, there it is. There's a camera right there. And then what I do is I just put my camera in through the camera, position it to the front, and then zoom in, just like you would in a normal TV show. So yeah, yeah, we're genuinely doing it like this.
Yeah, you got me in photo mode. Okay.
Yeah. So first things first, I am wanting to touch up very briefly on the current changes to all the science cards and rifle cards and like everything that's going on with that. Like Onslaught is great. I've got no quarrel with Onslaught. I've actually found it quite interesting. I don't get why they've changed the Commando and the Rifleman cards. I don't understand what that's about. I don't know why they're doing it again with the heavy weapons either. I personally don't understand it, but the devs have their reasons. Like, what's your thoughts on that, Haz?
I think heavy weapons currently, I would say that... I don't know, it's a mixed bag. Some heavy weapons stacked with other perk cards, like for example you got shotgunners with the pepper shaker, and you see that that's grossly overpowered as a current. They're also working on demolition last update, and they're still working on it for self-explosion damage, which, as you know, I'm a bugger for.
Well, yeah, watch your language on PlayStation. Like, I keep telling people this. Watch your language on PlayStation, because they don't do freedom of speech. They don't like swear words. I actually got reported last time I was doing this by somebody who doesn't like me, who was watching the stream, to PlayStation for freedom of speech. Well, like, in my country, the worst thing that will happen if I swear, because I've done it in front of the police, is I will get a caution for the Public Order Act. I've had it done. Like, the worst thing we get is the police saying, hey, mind your language and mind your tone. Like, some guy was recently summoned to court. I don't know if you know this, Has, but somebody was recently summoned to court over saying no poop with the S word instead of poop to a cop. And he won. He won the case.
I wish
On
I
freedom of
could
speech
say
grounds.
the same. I wish I could say the same for me, but we don't have equality, and since I'm a little diverse, they look the other way.
Yep. Like, I'm gonna be real, like,
The funny
the
part is I'm
changes
100%
to go back to the game though, the changes so far, yeah, I agree, they are kind of a mixed bag. What do you think of what they're changing though with the camp building? Because like that's interesting. On one hand, we've got it where we can now merge things like we can in custom worlds, but on the other hand, you know, it's like, well,
freedom and
what about
power.
all these people who've done all this hard work to get their camps to look cool, who now find that their camps no longer need half of the stuff they've had to do? Like,
Alright, you and me have a different interpretation of this question because I had a different talking point, but we'll go for yours first. But I will just introduce this aspect of it. I was thinking about like building a merged Liberty Prime, but then I thought, oh, rocket camps are going to be really easier to build, so there's that danger too.
that's something Bethesda needs to do something about. I'm going to agree with you there. Like, the great thing with missile bases, like, that's annoying. That needs to stop. Like, I've not had it in a while, but I know it's still going on.
Because if you recall, Chris tried to build a Liberty Prime the other week in the, I don't
think I was there when he was doing that.
Oh, it crashes your game when you it starts working.
Of course it does.
Looks great for 3 seconds though.
Yeah, that's a shame. That, like, I'm gonna be real. Like, merged camps has such a promise to it. Like, you could build some really cool things, but then the engine just can't handle it. Like, the 76 engine is just atrocious.
He had lightning harvesters for the legs.
Hey, Prime, how's it going there, dude? Nice to see you.
Lightning harvesters for the legs. He had the what's that thing called? The brain case throne for the feet at the bottom and the hands. So it looked pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some pretty cool ones made in custom worlds, like the Predwin. And so on. Like, there's been some really good ones, but like, the reason I'm saying this is, like, you get a lot of these camps where they spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours merging and glitching things together to make it look immersive, to make it look cool, and now you don't need to do any of that. You can just do it like in a custom world. Like, on one hand, I like it, but on the other hand,
I think it's going to make a lot of the unusable map, like the lakes, usable though. Like
yeah, probably. But you've got to remember, you can't put camp devices on water.
Yeah, no, that's still a problem. But
I mean,
sure
there's a glitch to get around that I'm aware of,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna go bragging about it. I'm aware of it. I've used it a couple of times on a few of my bases, including a flying base I made recently. But I'm not gonna go into detail on that.
Well, you've seen the arena, right?
Yeah, that was a big one you made. Yeah. So, like you
Remastered
said earlier,
full.
you had a point, like not too long ago, you said you had a point that you wanted to discuss. Like, it was a question or something?
Well, we talked about how missile bases are going to be a problem, but you said before, what did you think about the new camp features, but you had a different context for the question?
Did I?
Yeah. Guess my opinion on that.
Yeah, I was on about the building aspect. So
from
like,
the
where
building
people... So, you know how, like, I've got a few desks in here with, like, stuff where
That was it,
they're on a
legacy
display
players.
that they're, like, glitched into it and stuff.
Yeah, so like legacy players who've like been working hard on their builds.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some camp qualities that you can only get through legacy glitching. I don't think that Bethesda are going to roll out something that's that wacky, because I've seen like I want to name his build, but I don't think I can. But he's got a flying saucer over the Mothman, Point Pleasant, and it's very good. It's exquisitely clean in there. Like they clipped everything together perfectly. It is a bit of a jumble, like all camps. I do kind of wish there was more faction items that kind of like match the geometry and like resources as well.
Yeah.
Like they could do a Brotherhood of Steel pack and an Enclave pack for each camp resource and make.
Well,
it
I mean,
like,
they've already done it with the Enclave one. They have the Enclave resource extractor. They did it with Vault-Tec too. I'm going to be real. Like on the topic of that, I wish they'd do faction-themed shelters. So I'm going to turn the camera again. I'm in a vault. I'm technically in a Vault-Tec vault shelter, right? I like it, but I'd love it more if I had a Brotherhood-themed shelter where I could just build rooms. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the shelters we've got. I even like the Fallout TV show Brotherhood shelter that I got with the Brotherhood barracks kit. That was great. But I feel like they should have gone through with faction-themed shelters. I really do. Like, you could even have it where you use like things from like Fallout 4 as like shelters. Like, say for instance, you build a shelter that can only be built in a shelter because of how big it is. Like, your budget's pretty limited in normal gameplay. So say you built a Predwin shelter entrance. You're not gonna like have everybody able to place that because it's gonna be obstructed 90% of the time. So where you're gonna put it? You're gonna put it on the ground in a shelter where there's enough room. So then you've got the shelter entrance. You click on it. You're inside the Predwin. You've got that entire interior then to build in. Like there's mods for it on Fallout 4, but you get what I'm getting at. There's a lot of opportunity, but like. What do you think on that idea?
Well, they're only putting a band-aid on an equal and opposite glitch. As you know, that foundations will often say that they're being obstructed or they need support. So it's kind of good to have, like, even an illogical glitch like that gone.
It's not going to be necessarily gone unless you turn off unless you adjust it so that you can free place it. But yeah, I definitely see the positive of that. But like, to go back to the faction themed shelters, like what's your thought on that suggestion? To clarify, it is a suggestion. It has been suggested by both devs and players.
Definitely, but they should, if they're gonna choose, I would say they need to make it either really big by default, and that's the only one they release, or they give size different ones like they did with the Vault ones.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to end up with a problem where people are like, oh, well, I wish there was a bigger one, and then you're back at square one because you're suggesting another one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, why don't they do like they did in like the earlier games? Like, for example, again, I'm going to hit Fallout 3. Fallout 3 has interior cells, and that's how shelters work. So, like, you go into, say, Raven Rock, and you'd go in through the front door, because there were glitches to do that. And there was, like, the upper level with all that. Then there was Eden's room, which was another cell. And then there was the lower level to the cells. Now, the problem with that is a lot of it's already built.
Another thing I'd suggest, though, would be... and this is going to be a very controversial one, but, like... So... I think the loading screen should have a progression bar so you know how laggy the place that you're going into is.
I'm gonna have to interrupt here a minute. I've got somebody stirring trouble in the comments. Or trying to. He's like, we've got a hacker. No, clearly you've never played on PC. Clearly you don't have Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 on computer. You might wanna not be throwing slander around willy-nilly.
Don't see him.
It's Valley Ranger Gaming in the comments. I'm gonna call him out. It's him in the comments. Like I get he was probably doing a meme, but I'm gonna call that out now as slander. because it can be interpreted as slander.
Yeah, to be fair, if you're watching the stream and watching the video comments, it's very hard to moderate.
Yeah, I mean that's why I ask for Roblox to do it.
I mean, nobody goes to my channel because, like, I barely get any, but when it is, it's like a Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like, mechanic video.
I'm going to be honest, though, like, to go back to what they're adding, are you aware that people have already found where we're having the next map expansion? So you know the bridge up by Point Pleasant, to give context, and they've started building that out to the other side. So we're all going, there's going to be another map expansion over that way. I'm interested to see what they do over there, because I've been wanting that side of the river to be opened up for a very long time.
Well, back to out-of-map camps. If you're in Point Pleasant, you're going to have to move your camp out a bit. Because I do remember seeing a camp near there, if you recall, that was outside the map, and you might just get caught up in the loading zone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that reminds me, yeah. No, so he's just clarified. So I'm going to read out what he's just clarified. He said, no, I thought the Predwin thing was hacking to, when they were spawning the Predwin in with those modded USBs. That was funny back in the day, but no, I'm on about as a shelter, and I specifically said as a shelter entrance. Now, that's just to cover that. Like, I'm going to straight up say it. Like, me and a lot of friends recently have been talking about different shelter ideas. One of my friends said he'd like a shelter entrance that's like the TNT Dome. Another one said he'd like one like the Hidden Valley Bunker in Fallout New Vegas. I love Hidden Valley in New Vegas. I'm not going to lie, that would be really cool. Especially with Season 2 of the Fallout TV show being set in New Vegas. Like, give us some more of that.
I mean, there's a lot that I'd suggest from New Vegas. You know me, I'm a sucker for them ghost people, but
yeah, but I don't like that's the DLC and that's an enemy type, and I'm gonna be real, I don't think we should have that enemy type in this game. They were annoying as heck. Although with my laser rifle they probably just go poof.
Yeah, no, you have the perfect weapon for that, and I swear it was like talking about
there's already a casino shelter. What are you waffling about?
They did
hold on, somebody he just commented, I want a casino shelter. Bro, there is one. Where have you been, living in a vault? Oh, wait, never mind.
A casino shelter, I haven't seen it myself.
I know that it does exist. I've been in it. A friend of mine has it. I'm not going to say their name, but they have one of it. And it's based off of Atlantic City's casino. You know, the one with the spinning dice?
Yeah.
Oh, it's that one.
I can imagine that would be very... That's the problem. So, like, how to put it? As you gain camp items...
Now he's being more specific. No, it's not Pillar 12. More West Coast Casino. So he's talking Lucky 38. Let's go, Mr. House. Let's go, Lucky 38. Nah.
I'll admit.
Nah, I don't like Robert House. Robert House is a jerk.
What do you think about the blank interior for the Lucky 38? You know, the one that's cut from the game?
You mean the one that I can access on my PC?
Yeah, the one with, like, the weird Mr. House NPC in there. I think it's a placeholder sell myself, but it does look like a good interior.
It's not Mr. House that's in there, it's Mr. New Vegas. I know what you're on about. Yeah, it's the voice for Mr. New Vegas, and you can turn him off.
But I was saying, like, it would be a good... Let's say if you wanted, like, I don't know, an air control tower or something, it would look nice.
Of course you'd be interested in the cannibal place. Oh, wait, no, that was the Ultralux, my bad. Brain fart.
Casino. Brain
fart. But yeah, no, like, I'm gonna be real, like, I love the idea of more stuff from the TV show being added to 76. Personally, I actually really want them to add and I've been over this before, and Bethesda's sick of hearing it. I want them to add the T60 stuff to the T51 already. Give me my Elder paint on the T51, damn it! It looks so much nicer seeing Paladin on the T51. Like, give me more West Coast Brotherhood stuff like that. Come on!
I'm hearing music. I think I'm going to turn my headphones off and then that's
I'm more on the West Coast side now, Denver and Colorado. Well, Denver and Colorado is Legion territory.
There's a gladiator outfit in the game, it just doesn't look as good as the Legion stuff.
Yeah, it looks rubbish, man.
Yeah.
Discount Legion. I'm gonna be real, like, I prefer the California Brotherhood a lot to, like, the East Coast Brotherhood, but I will give the East Coast Brotherhood of Steel credit. Elder Lyons did the right thing, but he was really foolish in how he went about it. Like, I get why he did it from a strategic point of view, I really do. And I support that the super mutants were a danger to everyone. But I also believe firmly that he should not have just abandoned dangerous technology to end up in the hands of groups like Talon Company and other such groups. But again, you know, the schism that caused with Kasdan and the Outcasts, it's like what happened with Romani and Shin. We've seen it happen with Romani and Shin, where Romani wants to break her chain of the Brotherhood, the chain that binds. She wants to break the chain that binds, and she does. Like, she betrays everything she swears to when she takes her oath to the Brotherhood of Steel. She swore an oath to the Brotherhood and broke it by cutting ties with the Elders. And that's why I largely sided with Shin. That, and Shin admits he's made mistakes, but Romani is steadfast in, I can do no wrong, I have the best interest of the people. It's like the current president of the US going, we're going to build a wall, we're going to make Mexico pay for it. It's like, not again, Donald, not again.
And then we get, well, and then some of our American friends only got a picket fence that goes for 2 miles.
Yeah, we do need a lot more. We do need a lot more Brotherhood of Steel stuff. I agree with that. Thank you for stopping by the way. I appreciate it.
What do you think of the more unconventional stuff?
Let's get an example of that. What do you mean by that?
The drawbridge gate, because like you could use it for a Brotherhood of Steel build, but it's not
a drawbridge gate. You mean so like where the bridge lifts up?
Yeah, because we have the portcullis, don't we?
That portcullis is, I think it's Raider themed, but yeah, like you could do some really interesting stuff with the drawbridge, but then it's like, where can you build on the map that would allow you to do that? There's not very many like islands where you could build something that has a drawbridge that makes the drawbridge look cool and, you know, immersive.
Shame we don't have the Commonwealth, because if we had more water to build on, I'm sure that'd be.
Well, I'm referring more to like Spectacle Island and that sort of thing. Like,
yeah,
you've got Deathclaw Island, where if you could build a camp there, you could actually have your camp contact like the map area, and then go to the island, and you could put the drawbridge on there and have like your main camp on the island itself. But like, you can't do that outside of custom worlds, so there is that drawback. Fuck, I nearly swore. It's getting hot. It's getting hot, and that's why I nearly swore. I stopped myself. It's getting pretty hot right now. We're in the middle of another heat wave. Oh,
I saw someone outside that looked like a dragon.
It's hard to incorporate it at a lot of places. Well, I'm going to say this for what you've missed. They are expanding the map again up by Point Pleasant to Ohio. So the Ohio Bridge is being extended in the PTS. It's like been extended a bit. So we're hopeful as heck that they expand it all the way across and let us cross into parts of Ohio as well. We've got parts of Virginia with the Shenandoah National Park. I want to see what's going on with those cargo bots over in Ohio. I want to go over there, see that facility. Like, it's really interesting.
I hope they don't reuse Liberty Prime's model to make a fucking siren head monster.
Language on PlayStation.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't want to risk getting reported and banned again, even though I'm not the one swearing, has not.
Yeah, it's not you, so it should be fine.
But yeah, I get what you're saying, but Siren Head would be a mod, and it is a mod on the Fallout 4 thing. I don't personally see the point of cryptids like Siren Head that are modern cryptids. They're not proper cryptids. They don't make sense. They're just stupid and goofy. It's like the Backrooms. Like, it's a dumb idea. Like, I get it. It's like a horror vibe. Like, it's basically saying use common sense. Don't mess about. You don't know what eldritch horrors or eldritch traps you could open up and fall into.
Yeah, I think the idea of that comes from simulation theory, basically.
Prime, I was getting reported long before you were, mate. I'm gonna be real with you on that. But yeah. So we have got a meeting that I need to wait for Stone to try to get on for. With Pilotov. I do need to talk with Pilotov about something because we've got a formal request that I need to discuss with him that's from another person. I'm not going to say anything more on it on stream. It is nothing to do with the stream. But that's all I can say on that regard. Oh, I've not been reported on YouTube. I got reported on PlayStation. But
I don't get reported on either because I'm basically open about my connections to the NSA.
National Security Agency.
Yes.
I'm British. We don't have that over here.
I know. No, I'm British too. It's just that they do operate on American servers.
True that.
Also, it's kind of like a grey area when you're on a British side server and there's no moderation team there.
Well, there is, but it's not as noticeable. I am going to be real though. Like, a lot of these changes are definitely interesting. I have got to admit, like, the recent data mines have actually shown some more Raider themed items as well as Enclave themed items, which is nice. But here's my question, right? The Enclave have got a power armor workstation. The Enclave have got an armor bench.
Display case.
The Brotherhood of Steel has only got displays. We've literally only got power armor displays. Where's our power armor workbench? Where's our armor workbench? Where's our weapons workbench? Like, the Enclave has theirs. Where's ours? It's bias. It's Enclave bias. They prefer the I can't say the word because I'll get reported by some sad little person. But we all know what the Enclave, what World War II country the Enclave are based off. I ain't gonna say any more than that.
All I'm gonna say is Raider stuff is so ugly. Like, they really should focus on the more cooler looking Raider groups if they were gonna do that. If they're trying to get money, I mean, you look at the Fnatic stuff, the industrial stuff, Pittsburgh stuff. That's way more nice. And then
yeah, but you've also got to think they can't just do Pittsburgh themed Raiders, like, because that's just not how Appalachia is. Like, yeah, you get some bleeding, but like they're not gonna really give us that much, you know. They're not.
I was surprised that they chose the
Okay.
commies.
The communists, yeah. My neighbour is currently blaring music again from his little caravan. Kind of annoying. But what can you do? It's a nice day.
Neighbor in a
but
caravan.
I'm not going to get into that on stream. I don't want to embarrass him. I don't want to embarrass him too much. But yeah.
I already know.
Yeah, that's correct, Prime. Yeah, that is correct. But here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. I will give credit. The Enclave's recent stuff from the raids is beautiful. Like I do like their combat armor, their marine wetsuit variant. They're very nice. I even actually like the fact that the Enclave had a scoreboard with actual dedicated Enclave stuff to it. But hear me out. I'm going to come back to it again, and I know for a fact it's going to annoy somebody. I want the Brotherhood Elder paint on the T-51. Because we all know the Brotherhood on the West Coast. Their Elders wear that armor and have that paint. We also know that all their Knight ranks have it. All their Paladin ranks have it. So why, when we have a group from the West Coast, do we not have all of that paint as an unlockable? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, don't get me wrong.
Way nicer.
Don't get me wrong, right? I love the T60. I do. But I'm kind of tired of wearing only a T60. It gets stale. I need diversity. It's the same thing I was saying about the Enclave, and I'm gonna say this again for the Enclave fans that tune into this, because they do. I get some in here, and I'm gonna say this: why is it that all the Enclave gear, there is not a variant of Enclave paint that has different army ranks? You know, like sergeant, captain, lieutenant.
As well as that, was talking about how the classic XR1 looked way better.
Yeah, it does. I actually love the... I have a mod on Fallout New Vegas where I have the Enclave armor with a Brotherhood of Steel logo painted on it from the Brotherhood Enclave War. And it looks beautiful. Like, I actually missed the New Vegas Remnant armor. That version of the XR1 was absolutely stunning. The new one just looks really ugly. I gotta be real.
Also, Bethesda, and I'm going to cite Violet Light for this, if you do create the Plasma Lobber as an official weapon as next scoreboard, let's say, give it the old plasma gun paint. Don't use the new model.
I'm going to be real, that's something else that I don't like, is the look of the plasma rifle from Fallout 4 to 76. I prefer the way it looked in 3 in New Vegas. I don't like the way it looks now. It's personal preference. But I personally think it looked better back in 3 in New Vegas.
Well,
I prefer... Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I prefer Fallout 4's fire rate to Fallout New Vegas' fire rate for the plasma guns. But I feel like Fallout 3 did it best. That's just my opinion. That is just my opinion.
You imagine a shiny new chrome version of like all reflective and stuff, and it's like the Fallout 3 variant.
Which assault rifle? Which assault rifle? There's been several. Hold on. So Pilotov has just said, bring back the old assault rifle. Are you on about the one in Fallout 3? Because there's a skin for that. There's a skin for that on the handmade.
Oh yeah, it's the let me remember.
Yeah, the Fallout 3 AR. So yeah, it's the Screaming Eagle paint. The Screaming Eagle paint is a skin for the handmade, and that is the gun from Fallout 3 at that point.
I have it. It's very nice.
Do you know what I wish they'd bring back? The Chinese assault rifle. I know it sounds messed up, but I actually there was the Zulong rifle in Fallout 3, the legendary. I absolutely loved that gun. That gun was one of my favorites to use. But speaking of Fallout 3, does anybody remember the glitch with Operation Anchorage where you'd put a dead body in the simulation pod and steal all the simulation weapons and armor?
The Chinese assault rifle. You know, there's a mod for that.
Speaking of mods, though, I can create mods for like New Vegas and stuff.
That's like a.
So I can like create armor and stuff that doesn't break. 999 health.
I think Bethesda need to reach out to Fallout 4 mods a little bit more for some more assets, because we could make a killing off that. Just saying.
No, I'm being serious. Like, I'm pretty certain that the Screaming Eagle paint, I'm pretty certain that that is the exact assault rifle from Fallout 3. I'm telling you, I'm quite confident on that. Because they look identical. They look really identical.
Right, something I'll say is, I wish there was more guns, like the Gatling gun and the light machine gun, that kind of middle ground between rifles and heavy guns.
Oh, sorry. My best friend has commented on when I did a glitch ages and ages ago. There was this glitch in Fallout 3. So you'd be outside the Pentagon, the Citadel, and there was a bridge with raiders in it. If you got on top of that section, there was rubble. You could climb up the rubble, and if you got to a certain height on the rubble, you'd fall through it. And then you could bypass round and get into the Pentagon early and get power armor training really, really early on. The only legitimate way to get power armor training that early on was Operation Anchorage. So it was a really good glitch. And I saw it on someone else's channel. I forgot who I originally saw it on. But yeah, I re-uploaded it knowing that not many people had seen that. But yeah, that was great.
Reminds me of an old glitch from Liberty City Stories where you could climb an entire, like, what they called...
right up the side of a building on a motorbike.
No, it was, you had to, like, go, like, manually walk up a folding bridge, and then that would lead to, like, you getting a helicopter that flies by during one mission, and then you could store the helicopter in your garage, and you weren't supposed to have a helicopter in that game.
Yeah. That reminds me of the PS2 version of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I used to use a Rhino tank and the vehicle repair cheat. So like health and armor cheat code. And what I'd do is I'd shoot down the police mavericks into the sea at the beach. Get rid of the cops when I got a few of them in the water to try to get one. Put on Never Wanted. Get the helicopter to start up again. It would explode as it did. And then I had to run and get in and do health and armor like really, really fast over and over as I got in. And what it would do is it would repair the helicopter. I could fly around. And if I pressed the L3 button, the horn, it would turn on a searchlight. It only ever did it on the PS2 version, apparently. Because I tried doing it on Xbox and it didn't do it. So, that was pretty cool, but I wish that was something they'd bring back in GTA. Like, on that topic of GTA. Nice.
They could have easily done the searchlight again with the cameras.
The G3 rifle, isn't that the British one? Better not be, because our military rifle is atrocious. Our current main standard issue rifle is atrocious.
You're talking about the SA-80. That one, or the L96 or something like that?
I think so. But yeah, to go back though to what the channel is supposed to be largely aiming at right now is Fallout 76. I know a lot of viewers are going to get bored with me sat here in my base camp just talking, but that's the whole point of Brotherhood of Steel Radio. Like, that's its point in a nutshell. It's not supposed to be here for you guys to watch me going around the wasteland engaging enemies. That's not what it's about. That reminds me, I need to update our regimental training or infantry training. I've been meaning to correct a few things we've been doing wrong, and I haven't. I haven't got around to it, but I've just remembered.
I do have a question. Would you consider a combat armor that would look like bulkier, like a Juggernaut, but it could be a Brotherhood of Steel or Enclave, kind of like an advanced armor that looks bulkier than, let's say, as bulky as the diving suit, as a good example, but not look ugly, and it would be an explosive ordnance armor. Instead of having this glitch patch out all explosion damage self-inflicted. Because it feels like they're just making the stars on the mods useless. And I think they should have it as an approach to like full damage, where it's like you can get counters for these
My
things.
mic is stopped. I think my headset's just broke midstream. Yeah, I think my head's busted. Hang on, is it working? Hello?
I can hear you now.
There we go. Yeah, my headset went out. That's funny. But we touched on that, but you just reminded me, they replaced human bomb disposal with automated bomb disposal. I've just remembered, there is a police protectron by the hotel out in the Maya, and it's a bomb disposal protectron. They basically replaced human bomb disposal with machines.
Sure, but they still do operators with...
well, yeah, but, like, I don't know, that's something you'd have to take up with the devs. I can see the Brotherhood and the Enclave having those. I can even see the Responders having them, and maybe the Free States, if you really pushed it, but I could definitely see the Brotherhood having a few of those.
Because you got to think, like, they're in active
Blowbusters is that oof. Yeah, oof indeed. My mic went. Oof.
I was thinking about.
My mic went the way of Narnia.
I was thinking about proposing a kind of like rad resistant explosive armor, and it would be a midpoint between hazmat suits. So then the ghouls couldn't wear it.
Yeah.
And it's an equal opposite for like buffs.
So I can apparently display my chart. I'm going to attempt it. Just somebody comment something real quick. I just want to see if that actually works. Somebody, like, I'm going to test it myself if I have to. I'm just curious as to if that works.
I mean, one machine gun I'd like to.
Yeah, it works. Okay, so I found. Yeah, thanks. I finally found a way to get it to pop up. But yeah, now I don't have to be staring at my phone every 2 minutes because the comments pop up on screen. That's quite cool. That's quite useful. I could have done with that ages ago. I've only just found that.
One thing I'll say is like, if we're talking about like rifles would want added, I would say the PKM would be a nice mixture of a Chinese rifle, but then also you have that kind of modern. Well, it's not really that modern. That's the best part. It's still kind of somewhat.
Yeah, so those rifles look very similar. Like, the only major difference I can see on the Fallout 4 version, the Fallout 76 version, and the Fallout 3 version, is literally the extended, like the way that the barrel is slightly different, but they look identical.
I'll send you a picture of PKM, see if you can, like, I don't know. I'm not going to do it on PlayStation.
Oi, don't throw that post grenade at me. Oi. Quit it.
It's basically like a HMG. It's like the heaviest AK in existence, basically, but it's...
That would be the AK-50.
Well...
there is a dude who made an AK-50, and I don't think it'd be a good idea to have that in this game.
Nah, not Brandon Herrera's gun, but I'd send it to you, Discord. There you go. That's the 30 caliber. So that's their version of a Browning.
Oh, the PKSH.
Yeah. Looks
Is
nice,
that...
doesn't it? That you can see a guy in a
that Soviet machine gun is nasty.
But it's like the perfect mix between the LMG, the Gatling gun, and it's not too heavy.
Well, I mean, we have the MG34.
Yeah.
And then we have the 50 cal. But yeah, that's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. I'm going to be real, that's a very interesting gun idea.
But here's the thing. So, like, if you wanted that to be a unique scoreboard item, like, say, do you know those experimental new build weapons where they make the scoreboard item some very unique weapon?
You mean like the Tesla cannon, when they did the Tesla cannon?
Yeah, so, like, that is actually a ranged LMG, so you could have it use rifleman sniper perks.
Yeah, but
heavy gun.
Yeah, but then you've got light machine guns were designed for range. They were designed for suppressing fire. That was the point. Now, the 50 cal is a beast. It is a beast. The Browning 50 cal that gun is nasty. Especially with Onslaught. Like, I'm going to say this now, a lot of weapons with Onslaught have become very powerful. I was, not 2 minutes ago, I was testing out the Brotherhood recon rifle with Onslaught, and I was one-shotting enemies. One-shotting enemies with a hunting rifle. The Brotherhood recon hunting rifle. It was one-shotting enemies when in stealth. We could even one-shot them if I was stood up too, depending on the level of the enemy. But yeah, they've really made it more effective to use the weaker guns now.
But you know how, like, what's the word? You know how, like, that's a heavy gun. It looks ridiculous when you're not in power armor.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That one on the MG34 are more for standard infantry use.
That's why I was saying, like, we need one that's like the 50 cal almost, but like more rifle-y, has a scope, could be used as like a scope weapon and get the
yeah,
scope
I know what
weapon
you mean.
buffs. Maybe a VATS one as well.
I'm going to be honest, right? One of the things that I'm going to talk about now that we spoke about weapons is how the heck are groups like the NCR driving trucks around on roads that have bigger potholes than craters? How are you not wrecking the suspension on that? Never mind popping the tyres. Or are they just driving around on broken suspension and flats?
All I can imagine is that they retrofit everything with Doom buggy parts, but even then you're like talking about trucks, supplies.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like
it's
there's
like
a reason the Brotherhood of Steel and the Enclave mostly use vertibirds. And before somebody screams, yes, I know the NCR also has some vertibirds, but by the time of the show, all their vertibirds were lost in the Mojave campaign, apparently. Really sucks to be the new California Republic.
The most efficient, I would imagine, would be tank tracks, but you don't see.
You'd be looking at a half track at the minimum.
Yeah, because like that doesn't have suspension problems. It's designed for off-roading like that, but then you've got another problem where it's like
the front half still would have that problem because it's 2 front wheels.
And also, you don't see any civilian tanks or NCR tanks, so I mean, the Frontier did touch on that, but that's not really canon, and if it was canon, I think I'd...
The Brotherhood of Steel in Appalachia did at least have a tank that we do know was working at one point, along with an APC. We know that the Romani or Shin faction that came as 1st Expeditionary Force over at Forward Station Tango by Vault 76, they have a working APC. So the Brotherhood of Steel, we have a working APC. We had them before. When I can speak, we had them before during the Scorch fiasco. We even had working vertibirds. Like, you've seen them around the map with the Brotherhood logo drawn on them. One of the things, though, on the notice of the Brotherhood logo, real fast, one of the things I need to take up with the devs is, why is the Brotherhood logo at Thunder Mountain upside down? Like, it's painted on upside down, like, why?
To be fair, I bet you find the entire texture is wrong.
Probably the entire wall texture's just upside down and nobody's noticed.
Yeah, modeling is hard.
It is, yeah. I've done it in the GEC. So I can tell you, yes, that is hard. Especially when you're trying to get it to connect to the other wall seamlessly, where it's not too far to the left and clipping into the wall to its left, or too far to the right and there's a small, like, hole where you can see into the void. It's hard to do that, it really is. It's easy when you've already got it in place, though. You just rotate it the right way up. But I can't say for the 76 and Fallout 4 engine, I haven't tried modding with that modding tool yet, so I can't say too much on that.
If you had to propose a weapon that Fallout needs, what would your opinion be?
If I had to propose a weapon that Fallout needs... Ooh.
So something that hasn't covered an existing part of, like, weapon balancing.
I know a bunch of energy weapons that were in New Vegas that got patched out during an update. The pulse pistol. They were nasty against power armor. Like they would one-shot power armor. They were really effective. I think they should bring back like that kind of damage to like with like the Tesla cannon and stuff where it. But then they might have with all this onslaught stuff. But like that kind of, I'm going to semi-automatic pistol. Yep.
So I have a question.
And I'm going to be real. The one gun, though, that I would say 110% should be in this game that isn't is New Vegas's Plasma Defender pistol. I loved the Plasma Defender. It was a beast. It was beautiful. It was fun to use. And it was just overall a good gun. Especially for pistols. Like, you won't get much more praise from me about a pistol. I'm not a massive pistols guy. I'm all energy weapons, heavy guns. So, you know, your laser rifle, your plasma rifle, your mini guns, your fat mans, that sort of thing. But then, when it comes to pistols, Plasma Defender, Pulse Pistol, I had the recharging pistol. Its damage was in the toilet. The recharging rifle was the same, but they were interesting. And I like the Crusader pistol that the Brotherhood has in 76. But I would say 110% we should have the Plasma Defender make a return. We really should.
If I had to choose one that would solve a problem, right, so I was thinking about a weapon that had an anti-armor capability that's custom and unique, right? So the higher someone's defense is, the higher the damage against them is.
Well, I'd say that should be more of a mod or a perk card. And then, you know, you've also got to think of the player versus player aspect.
Well, I was thinking exactly that. I was thinking it would work to cancel out power armor stacking it because it'd insta-kill them.
I'm of the opinion if you stack your power armor and you get and it gets detected that you're doing that, you should get banned. You should get perma-banned. That's my opinion on that.
Detection tools aren't working 100%, and that's why I was asking, like, because if we give a tool to the community that would be, you know, something that would allow the community to moderate itself.
The 20 my auto cannon. Oh, nasty.
Yeah,
that reminds me of that. That reminds me of a gun in New Vegas, the shoulder-mounted 10mm minigun. That would be another good one. That was another great weapon.
That did look nice. Another thing I'd say.
I don't like the anti-material rifle. I don't like it. and I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain why in a second. But I don't like the anti-material rifle for two reasons. One reason is, well, it's an NCR rifle. I'm gonna be blunt. I don't like the NCR service rifle either because it's atrocious. But two, I actually think this as a big point here, right? I don't like the stock on it. I know that we'd be able to change it in 76. I just don't like the way it looks. And I'm going to be real, like, if the anti-material rifle was made by the NCR, built by the NCR, that would explain why you don't see it yet. But if it wasn't, then yeah, where is it? Now, a variant of a weapon that I want to see come back is the Fallout 3 in New Vegas Gauss rifle. You know, the crank Gauss rifle with the scope. Like, you could make a skin, an anti-material rifle skin for the hunting rifle, right? You could put that on. You could put that as a skin for the hunting rifle. You could put the Gauss rifle I've just said as a skin for the Gauss rifle, and it made them look better. They'd look better. They'd look a lot better. That's just my opinion.
What do you think about high-tech looking rifles like the hologram rifle?
Bro, you forgot what room you're in.
I'm just saying, like,
I want that tech, bro. You know me. Come on. You've been with my group how long, and you're asking me that silly question? Come on.
I mean, as in where it goes from looking post-apocalyptic to high-tech, like, for example, the Meltdown or the Volt 63 carbine rifles.
Yeah, the Volt 63 laser carbine is a beast. That's a tank in of itself. But, like, if we're going to go Sierra Madre level tech, the holographic security defenses. I would love to get my hands on that technology. Because those were nasty, bro. Like,
can you imagine that as a camp ally?
You go to the Sierra Madre before Eliza.
Yeah.
Bro, my PC keeps disconnecting my mouse. Bro, your PC's disconnecting your mouse. My PC won't even load the blooming HDMI lead.
I mean, when they introduced the Lost, they were very reminiscent of the Ghost people. I was 100%.
Well, no, they're not. They're not. They're not. And I'm going to stop you there. They're not. Like, for one reason, the Ghost people, when they die, they get back up unless you sever a limb.
Well, that's why I thought the Meltdown.
The other difference is the Ghost people are generated by the cloud of the Sierra Madre. Now, what I will say is, that massive Voltec made storm cloud, when you look at it in daylight, does give Sierra Madre cloud vibes.
That's what I was saying, but when they added the Volt 63, I thought, yeah, they're adding a rifle to combat them, it's going to be the same thing again. But then the update came out, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, on the other side of it though, like on the topic of power armor, the Enclave is getting another power armor. It's been data mined and confirmed along with an engineering suit with the logo of the Enclave. The actual Enclave logo, the E surrounded by stars, not the star surrounded by stars, which is old America. I'm going to be real. Like, the Brotherhood of Steel has, Vertigard? And like a custom skin. Like, the most power armor that we can say the Brotherhood has canonically built that isn't a skin is Ultrasight. And even the Enclave has a version of Ultrasight armor with the Vulcan. Like, the Enclave is seemingly getting more favor at the minute than the Brotherhood, which is why I'm saying we need more Brotherhood of Steel paints. Like, especially when you factor in, like, the best you've got for, like, skins is, again, Vertigard and Ultrasight prototype paint. But then for, like, the Enclave, you've got a lot more skin choices that change the appearance of the armor. You've got Equalizer, which you can argue is old world America. You've got then, the new one that's been data mined. You've got the one from the scoreboard. Now, I know, before somebody says something, I know technically we have Brotherhood Reclaimed and Steel Rain paints, but those are paints for existing armors. They're not what I would say are actual reskins, like, say, again, the Equalizer.
Yeah, they're just paints, they're not remodeling.
There's another thing, like, why don't they release the Fallout New Vegas Enclave armor skin, the Remnant armor skin, as a skin for power armor? I'd buy it, and I'm not even Enclave. I would buy that. I would buy that. I would run around in that. I'd just say I stole it. I've already done it once. I've already ran around in an Enclave armor set once and said I stole it. I got shot at for doing it as well. I went past Enclave players and went, look what I robbed out of one of your vault armories. They were absolutely mental. It was a friendly thing though, like we had a friendly laugh about it. They fired at me. We had a talk afterwards, we laughed it off. It was all good. They were friendly. It was the pew 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 pew. Then we started talking type engagement. It was good. Like I have friends who play Enclave, and as people found out, I even went Enclave for a little bit. I ran an Enclave group for a little bit, but this Brotherhood group didn't die in the process. Yes, I was still technically the elder. The group was still active. I was just doing another thing for 3 months with some of the other members who wanted to try something different, and then we decided that wasn't going to work, and we just came back to doing Brotherhood because it works. And I'll be honest about what undid my Enclave attempt was we made it as an actual democratic Enclave where people had a vote and a say. And that ultimately backfired because the people who were selected to vote on behalf of the group's members became inactive. So, yeah, pain.
Yeah. That's why
I agree with it on that. Like, I will agree with you there. They need to update the Brotherhood and Reclaimed and Steel Rain paints for the newer power armors that have come out, especially the Vulcan and the Hellcat armors. Because, I mean, the Enclave has it. Like, the Enclave got all of theirs, though, in a scoreboard. But then again, it's all Enclave officer. It's all Enclave 3-barred officer. None of it's like Enclave captain, Enclave colonel, Enclave. Yeah, exactly. It's like, where's the Enclave's ranks, man? The Enclave's in the tizzy for that one.
And we only got a reskin of existing army fatigues as well. It's like we didn't get our own. Like they had uniforms before.
Yeah, they did, but like, hold on a second. Like, I will say this: the Enclave Forest camo army fatigues are very beautiful. I wish there was a Brotherhood variant. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Hang on, what was that? That comment went so fast. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. You are correct there on that. Like, we have the same problem. There's armors that we like that we just can't use. I'm also going to say this, like, when it comes to Brotherhood paints, putting the Brotherhood logo on, say, the back, like with Steel Rain's Extra 1 paint, it doesn't look right. The logo should be on the front of the chest. It shouldn't be on the back. It looks ridiculous. What are you thinking? Another thing that I'm going to mention on something that I'd like to see is power armor customization where we can put faction decals and stuff on the helmet. Like, let us put, like, Enclave logo on the helmet, Brotherhood logo on the helmet, Stars and Stripes flag on the helmet. Let us customize our helmets. Let us customize the paint on our power armor as a whole, but especially the helmet. Because soldiers do that in real life. Soldiers will customize their helmets. They will put things like peace signs on their helmet, like in Vietnam. They will put things like "Forgive me, Mama" on the side of their helmet. That was one in New Vegas. It's not too much for Bethesda, mate. It's a small update. I mean, they're literally reworking the camping system to let us do a lot more with camp building. It's not going to be hard to give us an option in power armor helmets to add custom decal. Like, that could literally be implemented on all parts of power armor as well. You could modify it to have like custom decal, and then it has like all the Brotherhood rank insignias, and you can like stick it on your chest plate if you wanted it on your chest plate instead of on the arm and stuff. Like, I would do that. I would put on the Outcast paint the Brotherhood logo in white from the T60, and I'd put the Elder marking on the same arm that it's normally on. I would totally do that. Like, and you can't tell me that Enclave players wouldn't love to be able to put, Enclave logo on the military paints.
So I've got a big question.
Now, hold on, let me read this out. So, Pelotov, as I said, I want to customize the Brotherhood of Steel uniform ranks to not just power armor, but also ranking for scribes. Well, scribes are not the same as the paladins, the knights. They're not military orders. So you have the order of the sword, the order of the shield, and the order of the quill with the scribes. So you'd have like medical logo, you'd have a quill, you'd have, the stuff of each order, like a quill, a shield, a sword, and then the medical corps. But that'd be it for scribes, like, if I'm being honest. Because the scribes' ranks have not been properly flushed out.
Yeah, I'd love to see the medical stuff come though. I've been very outspoken about that one. I think they need to redo medical stuff as well.
Again, though, that's it. Like, I'm gonna say this on the targeting HUD thing, where the targeting HUD comes down in the show. That's something that I don't think they're gonna do in game, because that's an animation. They'd have to like have that animated in. And we both know that it's very unlikely. I don't think they're going to do it. It'd be sweet if they updated it to do that. But then, on that topic, yeah, I can see you doing that. But on that topic, why don't they fix the combat armor helmet light to turn the F on? Come on.
If I had to guess from the targeting HUD, it's going to be something like make backpack visible, where it's going to be a setting, isn't it?
Yeah, like they could do it, yeah, where you set the setting, and when you get in your power armor, it automatically lowers the targeting HUD. They could do that. But like, to go back to power armor customization options, like, you could do a lot. Like one of the guys just said in the comments, he would love to make a suit of armor look Raiderish, so like, mounting skulls on his armor and stuff. Like, that'd be pretty cool. I could definitely picture Raider players mounting human skulls on their pauldrons, even replacing the pauldron with a skull. I mean, the skins that do that, but you get the point. Like, you're gonna have like the Raider decal of like the Blood Eagles or Crater or whatever on your armor. Like, from say the Raider flag, you put the Raider flag logo on your power armor and stuff. Like, I can picture people doing it. Like, it's like I'm saying, like, I would love it if we could customize our armors like that. Now, granted, there'd be certain ones that you wouldn't really want to adjust. Like, they would probably have to make it where it's an entirely custom power armor skin that you make yourself, and we all know they'd lock that behind Fallout First in a heartbeat. I'd buy Fallout First to do it though. I'd have Fallout First and get the Outcast paint as like the default. Put the Brotherhood logo smack on the chest. Put the Elder rank on the arm of the T-51. I'd do all of it. I would.
Don't forget about the Vertibird, the camp tent as well.
Oh yeah, so the Vertibird. Yeah, so to go on to Other items that I would personally love to see is like a survival, like you've just said, a survival tent that's a vertibird or a buildable camp item. I could definitely picture you doing that. I'd rather have a cape. I'd rather have a cape mounted to my T-51 than mount a Scots Beast hide. Don't need all that dust. Just give me a cape under my pauldron or something, like in the Midwestern Brotherhood. But I would like to see a vertibot, like a buildable vertibird, as like a misc item in your camp with a helipad, or a vertibot camp defense, like you find at some of the workshops, like the converted munitions, Poseidon Energy Power Plant. Like, they have vertibots. Even Wade Airport has it. The Wade Airport workshop has 2 vertibird platforms where you build the vertibird, you throw the smoke grenade. It's like artillery. Comes over. Like, they should do that for the camps. They're already in the game. You just got to have it where it's buildable at your camp. Like, that's not going to be such a big change. So, like, copy it, because I know how to copy stuff. I've used the GEC. I've copied an entire interior cell, cloned it, renamed it, put it in, started editing it. So it's doable. You can clone it, edit it, rename it, and then have it as something that spawns at your camp. You can do that. That is doable. And I've done it with, like I said, with an entire interior cell. I was doing it with Vault 21. I did it with Vault 21. I took the entrance of Vault 21, so like the first interior part, and I cloned it, so like the short part down towards the casino hotel section. I cloned it, put it in, renamed it, coded it up to link to the doors that I wanted it to code to, and then I put in a bed, and I made a safe house that I sleep in on my New Vegas. It's not finished because I haven't fixed my lighting problem. I still need to be able to make independent light sources. I still need to make another interior cell to expand it. It's not finished. But since my PC has completely stopped working on the HDMI lead, I can't finish the mod, which is a shame. But there's so much we could do. And on that topic of like customizing your power armor to have like logos and icons, why can't we do that with combat armor, recon armor, scout armor? Like, there's a lot we could do.
Hi, Vito.
Hey, Vito, I'm live right now. How you doing?
So one mod I tried doing was a revolving grenade launcher that takes different grenades. So, for example, it was the junk jet code, and then it was just reprogrammed to take grenades instead of junk items.
So it could basically fire any grenade in the game.
Yeah, could you imagine that with a enclave signal grenades there?
You see, that would crash the game.
Yeah.
That would definitely crash the game. I can tell you that for a fact. That would crash the game. 110%. That would crash your game. Yeah, it'd be too powerful.
The Mark 11 grenade launcher it was modelled after.
I've got to reopen my stream because my stream's not properly syncing.
The one that looks like a really big iron.
Yeah, I am gonna announce this here. We're going to go through a few more things that people would like to see in 76, and then I am going to be going off air. I've been streaming for almost an hour and a half now. Like, we've been literally sat here, for an hour and a half.
Speaking of which, I need a wee.
Yeah, he'll be right back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that being said, like, again, like, this has been one of those where I feel like there's a lot that could be done. And we're talking about it because, again, there's stuff been data mined in the PTS, like they're changing perk cards. There's rumours of another map expansion, this time going into Ohio. So across the bridge at Point Pleasant, it's looking quite interesting. I myself am quite excited to see where this goes. But, yeah, there's a lot of things to come. There's a lot of things that I do intend to suggest to Bethesda. But At the moment, uh, I'm going for something that they can easily implement, not something as big as the customizable, the personalizable power armor, like custom skins with different faction logos and all of that. Like, it is great, but I'm going to be real. Currently settling for trying to get them to remodel the ranks of the T60s that we haven't got the paints on the T51 onto the T51. That would literally take 10 minutes. I could do that in 5 or 10 minutes. All I would literally need to do is delete the rank logo where it is off the armor, put the new one in, repaint it to match the color, say white on the T51 or red, depending on paladin or knight. Slap it on there, boom, done. That would not take as long as you think, because I've done it. I've edited stuff like that in a couple of minutes. Like that's a lot more reasonable and easier to do.
There's another topic adjacent to this. One we ran into as a problem with the Enclave group is more military, just unmarked outfits as well. Because currently all we got is Freedom Forge.
Well, Freedom Forge and the Brotherhood technical suit, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's like,
I'm going to be real though, now that you mentioned it, like I'm going to say it again, I did suggest this on Bethesda. The military walls that you find at like Fort Defiance, Camp Venture, you've seen them. You've seen them if you've been fighting the Scorchbeast Queen, you've seen the defense walls I'm on about.
yeah.
Because, like, there's one of them literally leaning towards the Fisher sites. Like, there's one of that forward camp right near Fisher Site Prime. Like, right on the opposite side of Glass Cavern, there's one surrounded by an oval of the defense walls that I'm on about. We need more stuff like that, really. As a camp builder who likes military-themed camps, like, we need that. But
I was about to say, like, I don't know if there is any roleplay groups that roleplays as army, but all they've got is a helmet and an outfit. I bet they're starving.
well, I mean, they'd use like army fatigues, pre-war army clothes, like the 2 officer sets they've got.
Yeah.
But like the best they had was like power armor paints and a skin and the hair skin.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're like. They have really got a short end of the stick.
And that's another thing as well. Please fix the hair skin so it matches the other military green.
Yeah, the olive green doesn't match up, but that's neither here nor there.
It kind of looks like a toy. It looks like a toy soldier green instead.
Yeah, so I am gonna quickly intersect here. I am gonna be ending shortly. So wrap up your point.
Okay, all I'm going to say is things like, I don't know, like ski goggles or like a mask, bandana for like military, or like just more diving suits that are unmarked, or like even hazmat equipment. Like, we was talking about hazmats as well, like as outfits, but we never really got properly into the concept. Like, they have SAS stuff and they have the boss outfit, but the hoods, the collar is exposed.
Yeah, why is the collar open on this? Now you can actually see it. You can actually see it if I zoom in. Like, there it is. Like, why is the collar open? That should be closed.
Same with the diving suit. If you look at the diving suit, you're just naked underneath the the armor plates. Like, they didn't model a wetsuit, which they have in the game. Makes no sense. Yeah. So, I just wanted to touch on that. Like, there's so many little small things. But, like, the big things are, like, I mean, look at the Vault Survivor outfit. You got a visor there, but just the visor would be cool. More glasses. There's so little option for glasses. Like a glowing security visor would be cool. That's one idea. And it could have your Vault Pip-Boy glow through it.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of things that we can say for certain are on our wish list of things. But, like, at the end of the day, since I am going to literally be wrapping up in the next few moments, at the end of the day, you know, this is a wish list. Like, if you want to know, like, what's coming a lot more, like, we did briefly touch on quite a few things that we thought were interesting before we went into our brief wish list. Like, I'm gonna be real. I don't stream as long on console as I do on PC. I go for hours on PC. I go like 2 and 3 hours, like usually about 2 hours on a stream on PC. I won't do it on console. But I have been live for an hour and a half. I need a drink. My room is becoming like a sauna because British heat wave.
I'm
not
getting
fun.
the same problem.
Yeah,
I'm getting the same problem. I've got like 10 cans of Dr. Pepper down here.
I mean, my other problem is I can't open my window because somebody keeps lighting something that you're not supposed to legally possess, and it stinks the street out. But that all being said, I will be doing another stream, either on PC if I can get it fixed, or it will be again on console, where I cover basically what they've added and what they messed up with the next update that's coming out soon. It's currently in the PTS. So, without further ado, thank you to everyone who has stopped by. Thank you to the regular viewers who have stopped by. Thank you to my moderator. You're always doing a great job there. Thank you to Haz for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
I will have to invite you again. I'll have to try and invite Vito if Vito's interested into one of these. But that all being said, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I am Viper97 Gaming, and I will see you all next time.